Now, I am going to show you guys a Quadrant standard test. I've also downloaded another benchmark app. You can see Smart Benchmark. However, this app isn't functioning correctly, so I was going to show you guys both results, but unfortunately we're only going to be able to get the score from Quadrant Standard. And we'll let this run. While it's talking, I'll give you, a few more details about the performance of the processor. Web browsing, it was great. You could see the pinch to zoom was very smooth. Anytime I was in my gallery and zooming into pictures, very smooth. It's not perfect. I will tell you, there are times when it does get a little choppy. There's a little bit of lag. Maybe I've had a couple of forced closes. There was one time when the phone just randomly restarted, and I'm not sure why. So the processor performance isn't perfect. You remember that you're only paying $30 for the phone, so there are some times when you're going to have a couple of hiccups here and there. But still, for the most part, it's been excellent. For the price, for being a mid-range device, I've been very impressed with it. I just want to make sure you guys understand to keep your expectations reasonable, but it certainly will meet your expectations and probably exceed them in a few ways. So we'll take a look at the score, and see, it got 1634. So that's amazing for a mid-range device. And it's listed on the top here, but yeah, there are a lot of devices that have come out since the Nexus 1, of course, that are going to be a lot higher than this. So if you compare this to other phones like the Galaxy S2, it would not be on the top. I just want to let you know that. But still, for that score, 1634, that's incredible, and my experience with it has been great. So that 800 megahertz processor, it's done a great job. And I've definitely been very impressed with it. Okay, so let's move on to the multimedia aspects of the phone. I mentioned earlier that it has a 5 megapixel camera, autofocus camera, and an LED flash. Now the interesting thing about this phone is that it also captures 720p HD video, which is, again, I'm going to go back to that's not a feature that you see in phones of this caliber, so I was surprised to see that. That being said, the video capture quality is not very good. I was very disappointed by it. The video quality was pretty bad, still kind of grainy and choppy, and the audio quality was absolutely terrible. If you were to see it and you didn't know it was HD video, you wouldn't think it was HD video at all. It was pretty terrible. So I was very disappointed by the video capture capabilities. I do have a video sample that I'll show you guys, and so you can see for yourselves what it's like. So we'll take a look at that. Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Sydney from PhoneDog.com, and I'm testing out the HD video capture capabilities of the Huawei Impulse 4G on AT&T. So this is full 720p HD video. I'm outside right now. It's a pretty sunny day, so you can take a look at the shrubs and the sidewalk and the trees, and there's the sky. So you can see it's pretty sunny, not very many clouds in the sky. Anyways, this is just a quick test. We'll see what it looks like once I get it on YouTube and see what the quality is. So again, you can see it's pretty bad. Definitely not up to most people's standards for what HD video should be. I'm pretty sure it's not up to anybody's standards for what HD video should be. So kind of disappointing, but you do still have video capture capabilities, and trust me, I've seen worse on phones that are of this price range. So it's not the worst out there. It's just definitely not what it should be considering the resolution. Pictures were, again, not great, and so I'll show you some that I've taken here. This is kind of a standard picture that I use a lot, that I take with most phones that I test out. This is with pretty good lighting, and so you can see once I get close to it, it does get pretty blurry, and you probably won't be able to see this very well. It doesn't translate very well on camera, but I'm just going to tell you what I see. The picture is pretty clear, and from far away, let me go to another picture. From far away, you can see you're going to get pretty decent pictures. This is outside in the sunlight. I'll go to another one, wait for that to load. So you can see it's actually pretty clear and handles everything well. The problem is just that if you do take a close-up photo, you get closer to it, you're going to see that it is kind of blurry. It's not too grainy, which is probably the best thing. For me personally, I can handle a little blurriness. I just don't like it when it's grainy. So, you know, far away pictures, great. For close-ups, probably not the best. And then these are a couple of videos that I took earlier. But you can see the colors show up pretty well. So again, definitely, you know, not the best 5 megapixel camera on the market. Quality definitely could have been better, but you can judge for yourself and judge for yourself based on that video sample. Okay, underneath the battery cover here, we have the battery, of course, SIM card slot, micro SD card slot. Now I've heard a couple of reports that this ships with a 4 GB card. As you can see, it's actually a 2 GB card. And this slot supports up to 32 gigs of additional memory. Now, if we go to the battery here, while I have this out, it's a 1500 milliamp hour battery, and I'll touch on battery life in a minute. So if we go to the memory settings, like I said, it ships with a 2 GB card, and then of the available space, 827 here, and then I have some apps already downloaded. So if you were to take away the apps that I downloaded out of the box, you get about 880 megabytes of user available memory. So 2 gigs plus nearly 1 gig on the phone should be enough memory, and then of course you can use that slot to expand it up to 32 gigs. 1500 milliamp hour battery. It's basically like every other Android device. Android is not the most battery efficient operating system, so you probably will have to charge the phone, you know, at least once throughout the day if you're a heavy user. You may be able to get 1 full day out of it. I don't think I consistently got a full day out of it. I think you probably have to charge it. If you do get through a full day, you'll definitely have to charge it at night, but it's not any worse than any other Android smartphone. I mean, really, Android is just a battery hog, and so definitely plan on having your charger by you if you can. So a few more minor notes. You do have an LED notification light. It's under the speaker grill, so it's not set apart. You are going to have the kind of grill lines in there whenever it lights up, but I know a lot of people like having an LED notification light, so you do have that. Call quality using the Impulse was pretty decent. Again, you know, a lot of that's going to depend on coverage in your area, and specifically just coverage in the exact spot that you're in. So, you know, I get a lot of questions. What's call quality like? How does it function as an actual phone? For me, it was fine in the Dallas area, but again, it's going to vary just depending on where you're at. So that's pretty much it for the Huawei Impulse from AT&T. For being $30, it's definitely an excellent option. I would definitely recommend it. AT&T has a couple of other mid-range smartphones that also perform very well, you know, for being the caliber device that they are. I'm thinking of the HTC Status, the LG Phoenix. We may have to do a dogfight video and compare maybe 2 of those phones and see which one is better. However, just, you know, right now, since I'm talking about the Impulse, I'm going to recommend the Impulse over any other device in this price range of this caliber, simply because of the fact that it has those 4G capabilities. I think that puts it just a little bit above all of the other mid-range devices that AT&T has. So it's the Impulse. Check it out. Well worth the $30. And I would definitely recommend it. But thanks guys for watching. I'm Sydney from PhoneDoc.com. If you have any questions about the Impulse, you can follow me on Twitter. My screen name is It's My Job to Know, and I will answer as many questions as I can. I'm Sydney from PhoneDoc.com, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.